Hi, welcome back to Unveiling with Kim. Today, I wanted to go over some of the things that I've learned on my journey in this body, some of the things I'm still working on, and I thought that I could create a little list as gentle reminders for all of us, including myself, because at the end of the day, we are all human and we all make mistakes. So let's start. Number one, we are not behind. I think we have to remind ourselves that life isn't a race. My path should not look like yours and vice versa. And I think we need to realize that most of us are just doing our best and hoping that it's going to work out. We don't have to be where someone else is. We just have to keep showing up a little bit every single day. Number two, rest is not laziness. I come from a hustle culture. I used to feel like if I'm taking rest days, I'm not being productive. I would feel so guilty and put all this pressure on myself. Even now, even though I know that resting is crucial for my health, there are days when I'm just lounging and relaxing. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I should be doing something more productive. When in fact, resting is something productive. You are resting your body. It's one thing when you are being lazy all the time, but let's not feel guilty for taking those lazy days once in a while. Number three, healing isn't linear. Oh, I really feel this one. There are days when I feel amazing. I look back and I'm in awe about how much progress that I've made. And then there are days when I still feel like absolute crap. And that is the truth about healing. You can take 2 steps forward and take 5 steps back. Overall, you are improving, but you will have setbacks. You will have down days. You will have those times when old wounds resurface or you get triggered. And I think it's during those times that we have to meet ourselves with more compassion and just know that this too shall pass. Number four, it's okay to start over. Starting over doesn't mean failure. I think it takes courage to admit that, hey, something no longer fits, it's no longer working, and that's totally okay. I'm going to move on. I've started over countless times. I've even moved to different cities and countries. I've changed careers. And looking back now, I'm starting to realize, no, those weren't failures. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot of different skills. And I like that I'm still growing. Each chapter of my life has helped me transition, I guess you could say, into my next chapter. So my teaching absolutely helped with my school counseling. My counseling skills, I absolutely used it in my acting. And my acting, I absolutely used those skills when I was a substitute teacher and had to bounce around different classrooms and I had to become a different teacher in each classroom, right? And now I'm taking all those things that I've learned and discovered about myself and I'm channeling that into my writing, my YouTube channel. I even started an Instagram where I'm writing like poetry and reflections and little stories. And so I'm realizing now that each chapter of your life prepares you in a way for the next chapter. And I'm very thankful to have explored different fields. And I have learned so much about myself. Number five, not everyone needs to like you. I used to be a people pleaser. Oh, big time. And obviously it stems from my childhood trauma and not receiving love and all that. So I would look for my self-worth in relationships and friendships. It was just this never-ending toxic cycle. And it boils down to this. If you're constantly looking for validation and reassurance from other people, you need to look at yourself deep down and figure out, why do I not love myself? You are already enough. You need to accept yourself. That's why you're seeking validation from other people. And over the years, the more that I developed self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence, I no longer seek that external validation. And I'm learning to just be confident in who I am. This is me. Like it or leave it. And if you don't like who I am, then goodbye. Number 6, small steps count. I feel like most of us think that change happens in these like big, grand moments. But if you really look at it, life is built in the little moments, in those ordinary days. Those tiny choices you make, they become habits, and your habits form life. So let's change our lives by that one conversation, that one walk, that one healthy choice, one day at a time. Number 7, you are allowed to change. You don't owe anyone a version of yourself that makes them feel comfortable. I've changed my mind, I've changed priorities, I've changed dreams. And in that journey, I've learned that sometimes my growth makes other people uncomfortable. And maybe those people benefited from me being the Debbie Downer, the one who used to smoke and party all the time, the one who was always depressed and complaining about life, the one who would people please and put others' needs before, mine. But the fact of the matter is, if those people are uncomfortable with your growth, then are they really the right people for you? Number 8, it is never too late. I feel like we put these expiration dates on ourselves, right? Like, oh, I need to be married by 30. I need to have a house and a career by 35. I want kids by 38. And I want to be traveling the world by the time I'm 50. I don't know what it is. I think the key is to, yes, have certain standards for yourself, absolutely. Know what you want, but be open enough to allow opportunities to enter your life. Because I feel like if we're too rigid and we set too many goals and plans and expiration dates, we're limiting ourselves in so many ways. And then we're also adding that pressure. Oh, no. As long as you're breathing, there is still time. And number 9, I learned this the hard way, but not everything that falls apart needs to be saved. Sometimes things break apart because they're meant to teach you something, and that mission has been accomplished, and now it's time to move on. But letting go is so hard. I know that was the biggest thing for me. I had such difficulty letting go of old relationships and friendships and habits. And oh my goodness, I held on. I lived in the past. But I'm now realizing that not every ending is a tragedy. A lot of endings are simply just making room for something else. If things fall apart, then you've learned the thing that you've meant to learn, or it just wasn't meant to be. So why hold on to something that wasn't meant for you? Number 10, you don't have to have it all figured out. I used to think adults, they knew everything. Of course, they're adults. They should know everything. But now that I'm an adult, now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, oh, actually, we don't have it all figured out, and that's completely okay. I think that even the top CEOs, they still deal with self-doubt. They still question themselves, and if they don't, then they're true narcissists. But I think it's time to start normalizing that we don't have to have all the answers all the time. We're all just learning as we go. Number 11, feeling lost doesn't mean that you're actually lost. This is something that I mentioned earlier, but when we're in between chapters, it does feel like we're lost, right? Like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? You don't know which direction to go. I think it just means that we're in between chapters. We're in between the old version of ourselves and the new version just hasn't arrived yet. But instead of labeling this whole period as like, oh, I'm lost, I don't know what to do, just think of it as a transition. And in time, the answers will come. Don't rush to get anywhere. Allow them to come when they are ready. Number 12, protect your peace. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to be around people you don't like. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. At the same time, though, protecting your peace and expecting to be at peace all the time, that's different. I don't think that's realistic. Life is going to happen. And I think it's about learning how to come back to that peace after the chaos. So protect your peace, but learn how to come back to it when life throws you off. Number 13, cherish the little moments. So for me, the little moments that bring me joy, coffee in the morning, cat snuggles, fresh laundry sheets, sunsets. Oh, I love looking at sunsets, deep conversations. The older I get, I'm realizing that it's not about all these milestones, but it's about all these ordinary moments that are actually very special if you think about it. How magical is it when you see the different shades of red, orange, purple, blue in the sky? How peaceful is it when you're just lying on the grass, listening to the birds, and you're just in tune with Mother Nature? I think life has a lot of magical moments and things, and we just need to pay attention to them. And come on, there's really nothing like slipping into bed after a long day in the nice smelling fresh blankets. Oh, that's the best. And cat snuggles or whichever pet you have, right? Snuggling with my fur babies, oh, is heaven to me. 14, you don't have to carry everything alone. True strength is being vulnerable, is admitting that you need help. And to be honest, we're not meant to carry every burden by ourselves. Sometimes healing is letting people help you. The people who love you, they want to help, let them. So whenever our egos get to us and we feel like we're lost, we feel like we're behind or broken, let's come back to these reminders and show a little more compassion for ourselves. That is it for today. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Mwah.